Hello folks, my name is Atreus. In this video we gonna make the banger progressive house track. This track is released on FEELQ Recordings alongside with Bond. Also, if you don't know about my releases, so I've released In My Heart last month on Revealed Recordings and Black Hole on Glow Recordings, so make sure you check them both and stream them hard. Let's dive into the video. So we have this idea.
So we will start from the break first. In the break section we have two pianos, one playing the arpeggio and one playing the chords, and the chords piano sounds like this. As you can hear, it's very warm and very full, so for that I've used a simple EQ and trimming off some highs at 1600 Hz and cutting off some lows at 120 Hz. So this will isolate the mid frequency and retain the warmness of the piano. And for the little bit of presence, I've used OTT and I liked how it shaped the sound of the piano. So it's a slight difference and you will see that it is retaining the resonances and the high frequencies of the piano. And a bit of saturation, it will give some more warmness and makes it more rich. And C2 for the sidechain purposes. For the kick, I've used in the second section of the breakdown, and followed by the reverse piano, which sounds like this. So it's basically in the same chain and none of the thing is happening, but I've lowered the volume in the wrapper settings, and you can see that there are the different volume settings, and it sounds like this together. So it sounds very good to me. And for the reverb, I've used Valhalla Vintage Verb, and as you know, I like to use my reverb on the synth, so yeah, Valhalla it is. And for the arpeggio, I have this MIDI right here. This is the MIDI of the piano. And if you don't know which piano I've used, so here's on the screen. I've used Neuer from Contact. It is a Contact library. So let's see. So it sounds like this, dry, and okay, it's fully dry now. So I've used more EQ, which I'm removing these frequencies and trimming off some lows, which I don't need because there's a hammer tone going on in the piano. And more saturation to bring up the warmth. So here's the trick. If you have unwanted resonances like I had in this arpeggio in the low section, so you can use Soothe and it will just, just bring down the resonances and it will be much more clear. And then I use the delay at 1/3 settings. Okay, my CPU is dying. And a little bit of OTT, and then a reverb on the send. So together this sounds like this. So third thing in this whole intro is these analog swells. So these are from the labs. I feel this is from labs and it sounds like this. This is the MIDI. And for the processing part, what I've did is I've used the soothe. Well, actually they sound this as dry, and it's a bit horrible right now. So these are the resonances I'm taking off, and more saturation, this is around 70% drive, which is a very heavy amount, and a bit of reverb to push back into the mix, bit of compression just to regulate the even sounding atmosphere, and a pan band to revolve around your head, and a stereo enhancer just to give it a width, and as you know, a bit of reverb from the synth. And I've used ambiances and clock loop also, which is this. So with everything, they sound like this. So it's pretty nice atmosphere. So now let's see the second break. And in the second break, we have the brass. So let's see the processing of the brass. Yes, so yeah, here's the brass, and brass sounds like this when it's dry. So I've used EQ just to remove a bit of resonance which was there at the low end, and the multi-band saturation I'm giving from Saturn 2, because I wanted a low amount of saturation at the high end, because if we boost too much of the saturation on the high end, it will also increase the resonances, and it will be a mess at the end when I'm going to fix the mix at the mixing stage. So I wanted that grittiness in the mid end, so I boosted a lot of saturation, which is like around 90%, which you can see. And saturation also helps the sound to to pop out from the mix, which is I wanted to do with the brass. A little bit of vintage plate just to give it a bit of room, more saturation, just to even out the highs and the mids of the brass. And as you know, reverb on the synth. And here I have the bass guitar, which is also from Labs. So yeah, just simple thing. And I'm using like removing some of the high ends, which is just like sound like ting 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 ting, and also removing the frequencies which I cannot hear. A bit of drive just to make sure that bass guitar is evenly boomy. Soothe just to remove the resonances and the mud. Pro L2 just to limit out the dynamics all around the guitar section, and Pro C2 just for the sidechain reasons. And next we have the cymbals. This I don't know where from I get this, but this is from something called like Tech House or Bass House kind of sample packs, if I remember correctly. So with everything, it sounds like this. got, which is a heaven pad, which sounds like this. And it's from Nexus. Yeah, it's from Nexus. It's Angel Kiss presets, if anyone knows. So here comes the build-up section, and for the build-up it's very simple. There are fills, more fills, more fills, and endless smile on the master just to wash out things, and also have a filter on master to remove the low end also. And here I have the plug, which is from Spire. And leads are getting filtered, and heaven pad is opening up at the build up. And opening up of the heaven pad just increases the tension, which I really like. And here's one more thing, which is I fixed stem from 22 bullets, sample packs from 7, 8, 9, 10, which is pretty much it. It's like all-in-one effects in one stem. So yeah, that's it for the build-up, and together they sounds like this. So yeah, that's it for the build-up. So let's just see the drop section here, and first of all we're gonna see the leads, and there is a lot of automation which is having on purpose. So the main lead stack is this. So individual lead sounds like this. This is the first one. This is the second one. This is the third one. This is the fourth. This is the main, which is smoothing out the leads. And with all these automation clips, it sounds like this. Now let's see the processing of the leads. So we have the crossbeat, which is doing that wobble kind of effect in the middle of the melody section, and this is the mondo mod which I use for the vibrato of the leads. And actually the lead sounds like this without processing. As you can see, it's pretty much there. And with the crossbeat and with the vibrato, it sounds like this. And with a lot of processing and removing of these annoying frequencies with an EQ, and taming off some of the low mid frequencies, and OTT, for the compression and the slight boost of the high end, and the multiband saturation, and more EQ, and yes, it sounds powerful now. But the main thing I did is I've use the mag EQ just to increase the air band section of the leads. Without this, it sounds like this. And with this, there's a slight change, just a slight boost in the high end, which is a very nice thing to me. And here's a side chain, which is just 66%. And then the reverb. And I'm using all the reverbs on the synths. And these are the other leads. Which is basically just to give that transient. Which is in the background, and yes, it makes the change in the sound. And here's the arpeggio. Here's the MIDI. It is just to give the movement in the drop. And the same heaven pad. And so far it sounds like this. And as you can see, there is power, there is a vibe, there is movement also. And now the time comes of the chord section. And our chord sounds like this. Okay, first chord, second, third, fourth, fifth. And every chord sound is having its own purpose. Like this is giving that grittiness in the sound. This is giving the lower body of the chords. This is actually the main sound in the chord section. This is covering up the highs. And piano sound just for the organic thing in the drop. And here are the chords, and the mid bass sounds like this. And the processing is the crossbeat for the, so let's see the processing. Crossbeat for the wobbleness, EQ just to remove the low end and tame the high frequencies, OTT just to give it the presence, wow for the grittiness and the movement. And this plugin I don't have now because I've did the reset 2 months before, and this track is made in 2021, so yeah, it's a lot of time now. Soothe to remove the mud and the bad resonances. Valhalla room just to give that depth. More EQ, taming some of the resonances which WoW produces, and removing some of the low mids. L2 just to limit the mid bass. And here's the shaper box which I'm using for the, so at the high frequencies it sounds like this. And at the mid frequencies it sounds like this. And lower frequencies is more tighter just because our sub is highly sidechaining, and these frequency will complement the sub very well. That's why I did that. And the tape stop just to give that, you know, little ear candy. And our sub bass sounds like this, which is pretty sick actually. This is the swag sub bass which I got from 7, 8, 9, 10 swag pack, and without any processing it sounds like this. And with processing it sounds more like an 808. And the British clean preset with the camel crusher just to make it more full. Saturn 2 just to make it more like a 808. this full-fledged sub bass. Pro L2 just for the limiting purposes, so that the frequency stabilization will be there. Mute just to start with the sub bass with a twist. And here's the side chain. This thing is also I'm doing for the kick, so I can show you that kick is triggering this compressor, and without this compressor it sounds like this, which is pretty awkward. And for that perfect sidechain I use this compressor. Yeah, this was it. And here are the rides. More like this I used in all of my sounds. It is mixture of rides, a lot of clap, a progressive house, specific downlifters, atmosphere. I don't know where from I got this, but yeah, it sounds sick. And with sub bass, mid bass, chords, arpeggio, it sounds like this. Our drop is completed. So let's see the second breakdown now. And second breakdown is very simple. Like, it is just the copy paste of the same breakdowns. I do the chest kick, and this kick is triggering all of the elements, which is having the constant rhythm more in the mid band of the frequencies and the low bands of the frequencies, like this bass guitar. Big feeling impact for the chorus part, and added a string just to give something new, which is evolving from the lowest point to the highest point. Which was a very good sounding strings along with the all elements. It sounds like this. It sounds very clean and very nice, full sounding sounds. Okay, now my PC is dying. Okay, so this was it, and here are the vocals. Actually, vocals are from Junior Pace, which is a very good singer.
1,000 miles away from you. Can you tell me what to do? I'm always here for everything you need. Oh, there's no reason for
I didn't do much of the processing because the vocals he gave were already very nicely squashed and very nicely balanced throughout the frequency band. So yeah, I just removed some of the annoying frequencies,
reason for my love is
some of the high ends and the low ends
I need
just
to
to
hear the
mix. And for the reverb, I've used this reverb for the vocals, which is Verb Suite, which is a very nice reverb, which I really like to use in all of my vocal sounds. So yeah, this was it for the In the Dark. So thanks for watching this video. Let's see how it all sounds together.
1,000 miles away from you. Can you tell me what to do? It's been a while, I'm stuck in the dark. I need you to stay, don't break my heart. I'm always here for everything you need. You are the only one I want. Just hold my hands, I'll be following you. I can't hide, my love is true. There's no reason for us to be apart. My love is true. I need you to break my heart. You're stuck in the dark. You're stuck in the dark. You're stuck in the dark. 1,000 miles away from my mind. Can you tell me where you hide? It's been a while, you're stuck in my dreams. Love is nothing but it seems. I'm always here for everything you need. You are the only one I want. Just hold my hands, I'll be following you. One more night, my love is true. There's no reason for us to be apart. My love is true. I feel so stuck in the dark. My love is true. There's no reason for us to be apart. My love is true. I need you to break my heart. You're stuck in the dark.